Over the course of your lifetime, there's a 1 out of 4 chance that you'll have an anxiety disorder. I feel some stress standing here right now. That's the stress of engagement, of being productive and generative and moving forward. But when stress turns into distress, it impedes, it blocks our ability to live our lives well. I find that primarily the cause of such anxiety is due to our relationship with our thoughts. When our thoughts are constantly seeking certainty, wanting to know the future in advance, we get anxious. We can't know that future in advance, it's unknowable, but we still continue to search for it. After all, we seek uncertainty when we go to sports events, movies, read books, but in our personal lives, we try to thwart and block uncertainty. How do we have this shift of mind to allow us to make these changes in our lives? First, we have to change our relationship with uncertainty. You know, we fear, we resist. We go like this, we push it away. And when we do that, it emboldens it. It makes it greater. It makes us more anxious. Paradoxically, what we need to do is invite what we fear in. When you invite it in case invite uncertainty in, the fear starts to dissipate. If reality is uncertain and we cling to seeking certainty, we're going to dysfunction. We need to change our game plan of how we engage life. Next, think about your relationship with your thoughts. If you still see your thoughts are seeking certainty, you need to notice those thoughts. Try to release them. Essentially, see the thought, but don't become the thought. So if you have a thought seeking certainty, you're going to feel fearful. You're going to feel anxious. Uncertainty can be the wind in the sail of your life that generates your ability to move forward and experience your life without fear, without anxiety, and with joy, and the ability to be present. Embrace uncertainty. It can be your best friend.
I would do all I could to avoid any anxiety-inducing situation. You see, you don't get rid of anxiety by trying to get rid of it. Truth is, you don't get rid of anxiety at all. Anxiety is not an illness. Anxiety is an emotion. Every emotion is important. Every emotion has a purpose. Then, of course, it would be easy to view it as the enemy. If we then believe our mind has actually turned against us, it'd be easy to conclude our mind is broken. It'd be easy to believe that person that told us the way you feel means you are ill. There are 3 main things I did that I think helped me change. I refused to believe I was ill. Of all the things I felt anxious about, I decided not to feel anxious about feeling anxious. I could do the second thing. When you ignore someone with an important message, they might just start to speak louder to get heard. If you continue to ignore them, they might start to shout. The only way I was going to stop anxiety from shouting at me was to listen to it, to hear what it was saying to me. You get to decide, is this feeling appropriate or inappropriate? Is it helpful or unhelpful? For all the criticism and negativity you've received from others throughout your life, the person who's given you the most is probably you. If you beat yourself up, you just end up beaten. If you build yourself up, who knows how far we can reach? This is why I think it's okay, maybe even important, to feel anxiety every single day of our lives. It means the crew are still sailing the ship and still trying to get it in the right direction. There tend to be 2 popular positions on high anxiety. The first states it's a mental illness. It's the way you're wired. There's little we can do about it. The second states it's not real. It's all in your head. You just need to get over it. Neither of these positions are helpful, and both are wrong. The first step towards changing it is to accept it. Once we accept anxiety as a natural part of our human experience and treat it not as our enemy, but as a trusted friend, you'll be surprised how quickly the crew just get back to sailing the ship. Do you feel anxious about something? Good. You're alive. It means there's a part of you trying to tell you something it regards as important. Have a listen. It's here to help.
Stress can come from many different sources, but it's often our job that produces the bulk of it. We are constantly trying to be better, faster, and stronger. It feels that we are restless, and the common attitude is if we only work enough, then we become more happy. But we are wrong. Science shows us it's actually the other way around. Ignoring that, we keep on accelerating in this hamster wheel. People with panic disorder therefore often change their behavior in response to the fear of fear. For instance, you may avoid certain places or certain situations you believe could bring on a panic attack. As soon as you start to accept, you can actually start to change the reaction to an attack. Realizing that these loops somehow appeared in a systematic sequence of trigger, action, and routine made me realize how to better influence them, how to change them, and how to control them. So I would walk into my kitchen to make a cup of coffee, but instead of a coffee, I would make a tea, which is the actual routine. And as a result, I would feel that the tea does the exact same thing the coffee would have done. If you only feel, if you're telling yourself you're stressed, or if you're actually suffering from an enormous amount of stress, it has the same consequences. And if it's stop drinking coffee, watering your flowers, or meditating for 15 minutes each day that makes you a lesser stressed and happier person, that's up to you. Whether it's the hamster wheel or the vicious circle of anxiety, most of us have been trapped in one of these loops. If you constantly seek to change yourself, itself might become a new routine.
I'm here because the way that I view my anxiety has changed. I now view my fears, my worries, and my anxiety as a good thing, and I use it to my advantage. But only 8% of the things that we worry about are only ever likely to happen. There's two ways of looking at fear. One is to do absolutely nothing and just remain in that bubble of comfort, and this is how I approach my fear. But now the way that I approach fear is different. I take on fear like a warrior. And for me, this has given me unlimited opportunities and also unlimited happiness as well. The greatest thing is that in conquering one of my fears, my anxiety levels have actually decreased and my happiness has increased across the board, not only in my professional life, but also in my personal life as well. It's all about creating a fear project, the things that worry you, make you anxious in your life, taking them head on and becoming a fear fighter. When I stopped worrying about everything in my life got so much easier and my life got more productive. When I feel anxious or when I feel worried, I go ahead and I create another fear project. And I will probably have another 200 fear projects to go. My call to action is this: take on fear. Don't always take no for an answer. Create fear projects and become a fear fighter, and use fear to motivate you and energize you to actually get on and do the things that you want to do in your life.
Anxiety can lead to depression, school dropout. It makes it harder to focus and to hold down a job, and it can lead to relationship breakdown. But a lot of people don't know this. That's why a lot of times people sweep anxiety under the rug as just nerves that you need to get over, as a weakness. But anxiety is so much more than that. What is it? That's why it's important to differentiate what is normal anxiety from what is an anxiety disorder. Normal anxiety is an emotion that we all get when we're in stressful situations. Let's say you're out in the woods and you come face to face with a bear. This will probably make you feel a little bit anxious and you'll probably want to start running like crazy. Now, this anxious feeling that you get is good because it protects you. But when this anxiety emotion is taken to the extreme and arises in situations which don't pose a real threat, then that's when you might have an anxiety disorder. And if you tweak the way you're coping, then you can lower your anxiety. I'll be talking about 3 coping resources. And the first one is feeling like you're in control of your life. People who feel like they're more in control of their life have better mental health. Do you tend to waste a lot of time deciding what you might do while nothing gets done? A way to overcome indecision and this lack of control in life is to do it badly. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly the first time. The reason why this works so well is that it speeds up your decision making and catapults you straight into action. And when you look back, you'll realize more often than not, actually, it's not that bad. The second coping strategy is to forgive yourself. Maybe it's time to start being kinder with ourselves, time to start supporting ourselves. And a way to do this is to forgive yourself for any mistakes you think you might have made just a few moments ago to mistakes made in the past. This will give you greater compassion towards yourself. You can't begin to heal until you do this. And last but not least, having a purpose and meaning in life is a very important coping mechanism. Whatever we do in life, whatever work we produce, however much money we make, we cannot be fully happy until we know that someone else needs us, that someone else depends on our accomplishments or on the love that we have to share. It's not that we need other people's good words to keep going in life, but if we don't do something with someone else in mind, then we're at much higher risk for poor mental health. Another way that you can do something with someone else in mind is finishing work that might benefit future generations.